Welcome to Cyberpunk Phantom Lib, a spy thriller featuring Keanu Silverhand, Knuckles the Echidna, Hot Robot Mommy, the President of the United States of America, and of course, the Cyberpunk 2077. Now I'm a huge Cyberpunk shill. When I played this game, it was still a buggy mess, but I liked it anyway. I ain't one of those sheep that liked it for the anime. I liked it for the Atom Smasher. Anyways, now the new patch and DLC are here, the game is better than ever. In this DLC, you will spy, you will gun, and most importantly, you will have fun, with all new features like schizophrenia and anime references.
Built different.
There's all kind of ways to get your punk on. How do you get into the DLC? Well, I started fresh because the game allows you to start from the DLC, which is awesome. What about the base game? Don't worry about it, I'm working on it. Now, first, you'll receive a call from a woman, scary I know, telling you to meet her in the new area of Dogtown. She'll then give you a stroke. Now I have two voices in my head, sweet. Now it's time for some CP lore. We play as V, and for those of you that don't know, V is dying. You see, he has what I like to call brain rot, which is slowly killing him. It's what happens when you watch too many of those Reddit text-to-speech videos. SONGBIRD, the voice in our head, tells us she has a cure and knows how to save our life, which is kind of the point of the whole game, V whoring himself out to people to get his life back, with Johnny Silverhand as our sassy terrorist sidekick.
Stick some iron in your mouth and pull the trigger.
We agree to follow her, cause why not? Then she starts helping you hop the border in order to start your punking, as well as unlocking the all new skill tree, the Relic skill tree, giving you new abilities for cyberware, as well as other cool nifty stuff. Doesn't this area remind you of something? Destiny 2? Dying Light 2? God, I hate those games. Anyway, there's the President's poem. The nice head lady tells us to go save the president, because we're a true patriot and the local warlord wants to collect her for some reason, probably money. So we jump to her rescue, game ending, everyone in sight, in the name of freedom and oil. If you take too long to get there, or ignore the mission to explore the new area, then guess what? You failed the DLC. No access for you. So don't do that. We free her from the plane, but not before she beats her ass. There's no sign of the schizo woman, so we fight our way out of the wreckage with Hillary Clinton. This takes a surprisingly long time. Anyway, there's a Metal Gear, some kick-ass music.
Take cover!
An apartment with two funny guys, blah blah blah, and we make the biggest mistake in the whole DLC and swear an oath to the NUSA. And our scrappy little pal Johnny Silverhand sure does hate that. Did I mention he's the best character yet? From here, we can go meet Idris Elba by calling him on an old payphone, which V, being from the future, doesn't know how to use and has never called anyone in his life because of his social anxiety. Good thing Johnny walks him through the whole process.
I'll have a double cheeseburger while you're at it.
Anyway, we got our date with Idris Elba. He beats us up, blah blah blah. I'm not gonna spoil the story from here. You're gonna have to play the game yourself, alright? Now I'm done explaining the intro sequence. We get let off our leash. We can fully explore the new area of Dogtown, which surprisingly has 0 dogs within. New CD Projekt Red would mess this up again, man. But what can you do in Dogtown? Well, added in this update, there are cars to steal and sell off, so you can live your dream of being the average Romanian. Airdrops to steal from the local war syndicate, so you can get new gear like unique cyberware. A beautiful environment to explore, which is 100% what Dying Light 2's world was meant to look like. It boasts 8 new gigs, each with different endings, new side quests, including but not limited to The Booth,
Okay.
and a Rocky reference. There's also some wacky new guns and upgrades, as well as a rich story with 4 different endings and a new secret ending for the base game. But most importantly, there's a face reveal for Mr. Hands, almost as sought after as the H2O Delirious face reveal. We're not here to spoil it, we're here to talk about punking. You may be wondering why the frame rate is so choppy, and fear not, it's not because the game runs bad like the days of old where you'd average 30 FPS on low. No, the game runs excellent for me. On Ultra, I'm able to get 80 to 100 FPS when I'm not recording. If you're planning on making your own videos on this game, I hope you got a NASA computer or something, because damn, it do be low. I was getting like 40, 30 whilst recording. It was awful, man. Now, what's the gameplay like? Well, it's cyberpunk. You got guns, hacking, and cyberware. But it's not like it used to be. Remember, the game is fixed. Before, you could use every kind of implant. So you could just run all the strongest stuff in every slot and be invincible. But now, yes, you have to consider what you need most because of the cyberware capacity. Meaning you can only really have 1 or 2 OP implants, and then some mediocre ones. Because CD Projekt Red decided they wanted their game to be not a joke. So now you have to carefully consider your build, balancing your weapons, cyberware, and perks. And speaking of perks, the whole skill tree has been completely overhauled. This is what it used to look like, and this is it now. These new skill trees are far more interesting. Before, you'd most likely get some stat increases with the occasional ability. Now there are so many more abilities, and almost all the skill trees are viable, except tech. That one is more or less essential. For God's sake, level tech. Some new abilities include deflecting bullets with your sword, anime style, finishes which look like really cool, I guess, as well as stuff like creating new crit spots on enemies thanks to the Relic skill tree. Seriously, this one is amazing. You have to get it. But that's not the only thing. There are far more viable weapons now. Before, you had like 4 or 5 options for builds if you wanted to actually be able to kill enemies on higher difficulties. Bear in mind, I play this game on hard, not normal or easy, so you might have more leeway. Anyway, now it feels like you can use any weapon without investing into the skill tree as well, and do well. Whereas before, I would just cheese the game by time stopping and tickling people with my toothpick of the katana. This means you can have hammer time. You can use the ARs, the SMGs, it doesn't matter anymore. The hacking hasn't really changed that much except with a couple perk changes. But if you don't know about hacking, you can do fun things like get wall hacks on enemies in an area, set people on fire, give them the funny virus, or even make them commit game ed. Or, instead of hacking, you can use the cool time stop ability from that one show everyone likes. My favourite part is Chadum Smahser soloing the whole cast. Cyberpunk's armor system was tied to the clothing you wore, Destiny style. This meant that everyone would look super stupid all the time. If you didn't wear the stuff with the best stats, you'd be putting yourself at a huge disadvantage, and you'd probably just get mincemeated. And after the Edgerunners update, they did allow you to transmog outfits, but now the drip is free. Only a few items tied to stat buffs, meaning you can mostly focus completely on getting the perfectly uncreased Cyberpunk J's. No! The increases are things like extra armor or buffs to hacking, and only a few have these buffs, meaning you don't have to rely on transmog anywhere near as hard as before. But now that you're stronger than ever, CDPR added some fail safes. First off, they added a real cop system where you get pursued with different wanted levels. You know what that means. Cyberpunk is finally the future themed GTA it was always meant to be, just like how Yakuza is Japanese GTA, except instead of the military coming for you at 5 stars, you get 4 absolute chads to rail you. I don't recommend it. But not only that, remember those bosses that were complete jokes in the base game? They have become law accurate. Bosses got retuned, and remember the armor mechanic? Yeah, they don't care about that. They have armor penetration. This change is sick, because now when I fight Adam Smasher, I feel like he can really turn me into a paste with a single stomp, as it should be. Now, how can we talk about the DLC without me giving you guys a general idea what to expect? Well, have you ever seen a James Bond film? Because it's pretty similar. Your main mission is to evacuate the president from Dogtown, as well as rescue Songbird, whose escape pod thing got captured by the local warlord Kurt Hansen. But as always, with a spy thriller, it's not that simple. Add in some classic cyberpunk depressive charm, some massive plot twists, an actual horror game, as well as some gambling. Let's go! There's a lot going on here. There's even new segments completely from the main game, like interrogation scenes where you pretend to be different people or try to coax information out of people without being too suspicious. But let's address the question you all have burning in your brains. What is Idris Elba like in this game? Well, he has his fans and he has his detractors, namely me. Yeah, that's right, I don't like him. Now, don't get me wrong, he's well written, he's cool, and he's a complete bro, but I mean, something just didn't click with me. He's like a father figure to some of the other characters, and he's incredibly reserved about everything, that while being understandable, I just don't dig it as much, you know? And don't get me wrong, some of his best moments are some of the best moments of Cyberpunk, not even just the expansion, but since he's all business all the time, only ever really opened up towards the end, he kind of lost me. He's kind of similar to Takimura in the base game, 2 people blinded by loyalty, but I don't know, man, he just didn't hit as hard as I'd hoped. I could only see him as Idris Elba. I know I'm gonna get so much hate for this. Now, Songbird, on the other hand, best character, best romance in the game. She's almost as cool as Johnny Silverhand, but no one can dethrone my sweet king. Johnny is literally rent-free in my mind. Now, you may be asking why I prefer Songbird to Reed, and that clearly I just don't understand the subtle character that is Solomon Reed, and in my response, yeah, sorry Reed fans, but I just do not enjoy the grapes. She's more interesting, she does more, she's hot, what more could you want? Plus she's tied to the best missions in the whole game. Kurt Hansen is a decent villain, and he gives me Rice vibes, a little less insane, and a lot more capable though. If he had a mustache, you know he'd be twirling that thing. He's got that spy villain thing down to a T. The worst part is, he's forklift certified. The whole game will be a game of wits between the two of you, and frankly, it's great. Oh, and Alex is alright too, she do be grooving. And now finally, the music. It is good as always with Cyberpunk.
Hey, wanna listen to some tunes?
And that concludes the music section. So now let me ask you something. Which side will you pick? Will you be part of the NUSA government and commit war crimes, or will you defect and commit other war crimes? There's many winding paths in Phantom Liberty, and once you play, you'll see that no matter which one you choose, there'll always be something you never saw coming. And just remember that in Night City, there's no one you can trust.